Regel in Latin America, and I'm with rebel leader Tomás Brenes, the man responsible for much of the rebel army strategy. You are 500 rebels. You are students and intellectuals, and yet you've held off the National Guard for 3 weeks now. How do you do it?
We are strong and we are right. Don't forget, this is our country. Our blood is in the earth.
According to my sources, your top men, including yourself, were trained by Soviets and by Cubans.
Yes, many of them. After we win, the government will be for the people, of the people. There will be no more political allegiance.
Полковник.
You are a very poor country. How do you propose to do that?
У нею шаткая репутация. Я против.
Years to come.
So
Нет.
far, hundreds have been killed and thousands are homeless.
Левоша, она очень компетентна.
War is cruel.
Это может помочь
Nothing is as cruel as
сектанту.
the dictatorship of that day.
Я за... Да.
I have a cause. That's worth dying for.
Я за...
Thank you, Tomás.
American Revolution. What is this? Are you crazy or something?
Well, I happen to have a news instinct.
And what's this about trying to get an interview with the Soviet premier? You're going to Moscow to cover the Prime Minister's official visit, got it?
Back off. I know what I'm doing.
Sure you do. Sending tapes to some guy called Petrov in Moscow. You didn't even use the proper channels.
Hell with proper channels. Deal direct. You taught me that. That's how I got the interview with General Lambert.
Oh, yeah, asking him questions that nearly created an international incident, something that you seem to have a propensity for.
Yeah, well, I was giving the guy a chance to tell the truth for once. Important to me. Why else am I doing all this for?
Yeah, well, you might not be doing a hell of a lot in the future. You know that External Affairs are outraged that you would send unauthorized material to the Soviets. I mean, can you imagine doing such a thing? Taking a risk that they would use all this stuff as propaganda?
Come on. They were good, solid stories, and I thought it would help me help us get the interview.
Nikki, our network has to follow certain procedures, and I've told you this 1,000 times.
Oh, God, procedures.
I mean, that's the only way that works. Nicole, if you keep breaking rules, excuse me, like this, someday somebody is going to get mad at you and break your neck.
My neck.
Yeah, well, one of these days, you and your neck are going to be
Thompson, please,
suspended.
15 seconds.
I'm coming.
And I'm not going to be able to do anything about it.
Oh, no?
No.
Well, tell me, would this help?
Exclusive interview with Bushinsky, you got it?
That's right. And you know what? I'm going.
Okay, Thompson, you won.
Come on, Sam, don't be mad. You know we're going to bring great stuff back from Moscow. I've never been to the Soviet Union.
He said,
Canada's Prime Minister will soon visit with Vladislav Bushinsky, the General Secretary of the Communist Party in Russia, for talks on détente and the Helsinki Accord, issues that will affect seriously the relations between the Soviet Union and the West. And tonight, I paid a surprise visit to a Canadian who does a lot of business behind the Iron Curtain. There you go.
Oh, you almost didn't make it again.
Well, it is.
Is it? Good piece?
Yeah. Well, what makes him different is that he's got some pretty radical ideas. Mr. Zachman, you came to Canada 50 years ago.
That's right.
And you have made a fortune here.
I need a friend of mine's father's like that.
I believe I was born in Europe.
500,000.
You see, I was an orphan, and I was brought here. Well, I was brought to New York first, then here, you see, by my foster parents, and they died a million years ago. They were in the fur business, and so I'm in the fur business, and I'm more or less settled here now.
Mm-hmm. But you visit socialist republics, and you spend money there, and they've got more government than anybody.
Nikki, because I like you, I'm going to confess publicly why I visit these exotic places. Shall I?
All right.
You know how violent a hurricane is, or a cyclone. But you know that the center of the cyclone is the most quiet place in the world? An airplane, for instance, can float like a butterfly. See, I go around trying to do business in the center of enemy nations and warring nations. And you know, there, I find a lot of very, very nice people. We become friends. We're kind of like the peaceful merchants, you might say.
Floating like a butterfly in the center of cyclones. That's it?
That's it. Shalom.
David B. Zachman,
a very charismatic salesman in our capitalist world. Well, next time we meet, I will be in Moscow.
Press room. Where do I find it?
Second floor down the corridor.
You too?
Oh, always. Now, come on this way.
Next, you may meet Russian citizens here. We hope you will. Make friends with them. But be circumspect. Do remember that the Russian authorities are anxious to guard against foreign influences which they see as undesirable. But now, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you the Chief Liaison Officer for the State Commission of Radio and Television, Sergei Sergeyevich Petrov.
Thank you. I am Lyosha, my friends, and I hope you will all become my friends. Welcome to my country, and welcome to my city, Moscow. I hope that while you are here, you will discover some of her charms. Did you know that a Kremlin or walled citadel has existed on this spot now for almost 1,000 years? And for almost 1,000 years, it's been overcrowded. But we are making rapid progress. For example, an apartment complex that once took 2 years to build now goes up in 2 months. Well, of course, it still takes 2 years to put in the plumbing, electricity, but that teaches us the virtue of patience. Now, if you will share this virtue with us, I'm sure there is a lot that we can learn from each other. So, any questions?
Is the Zharov trial still closed to the press?
Yes, it is. And if you wish to protest, you may join the line that started with our own press.
Mr. Petrov, what kind of censorship will we have to contend with?
Thank you for that question. You may be assured that your reports will be screened for accuracy. I'm sorry about this, but I find that I am not always in agreement with the commissioners on these matters.
What do you do about it?
I'm sorry?
Mr. Petrov, I asked, what do you do about it?
I allow myself the luxury of being wrong, and I try to learn how to be more persuasive in the future.
How about your food? Is this going to improve?
As I was leaving to come here today, there was a communication from the party's leader. He said that the food throughout all Russia would definitely improve by noon tomorrow.
Want to give me a level, Nikki?
Yes. Can you hear me with that wind?
Okay, got you.
Okay, well, let's go quick because we don't have much time. Okay. Red Square, at the very heart of Moscow, an open-air arena for centuries of dramatic history. People come from all over the Soviet Union to admire the square and visit the tomb of Lenin, the father of communist Russia. This line began forming at dawn, and by midday, it is well over a mile long.
Where are you from?
In old Russia.
Where are you from?
Krasnoyarsk,
Friend, Avram Zharov.
beautiful as well
Richard, there's a guy who says his friend is Zharov.
Who is he?
This guy says he knows Zharov.
What's your name?
We are refuseniks. Some of us are Jews who want to practice our religion in Israel, but they won't let us leave. Please, you must publish the name of the dissidents.
What is he saying?
He says you cannot permit to speak with me.
Why? Can we two meet later? And I would like...
We got trouble.
Hang on, we'll get
What? What is he saying?
We need your advice.
Well, that's all right. That man didn't do anything. You understand what I'm saying? But he didn't do anything. You want this on television? I can't believe this. I have a permit to film here. You realize that? A permit to film here. Richard, keep shooting.
Keep talking, Nikki.
Well, keep talking. I mean, I don't want to be taken there. I do have a permit.
В 6. Да, я думаю, это будет хорошо. 5:30? Нет, давайте лучше в 6. Да.
Welcome to our Moscow jail, Mr.
Да, хорошо. Понятно.
Hello. What kind of country is this anyway? Can't even speak to someone on the street without getting arrested.
I think I explained to you this morning about the need for proper authorization.
Oh, but I had authorization.
Oh, yes, to film Lenin's mausoleum, not to engage in interviews with subversive elements who present a somewhat distorted view of our society.
Hey, look, the man came up to me. I didn't know he was a subversive element.
Fortunately, I've been able to convince the police. Will be returned to you as soon as it has been screened.
You mean censored?
Do you know why the General Secretary granted you this interview? Because I recommended you to him. And thanks to you, tomorrow I may lose my job. Arestovat.
Oh, hey, Arestovat, Lyosha, please, wait. What's the big deal? Don't be angry. I didn't mean to be rude. Sorry.
All right. Well, come on then. We'll be late.
Late for what?
For the reception.
The reception?
Come on. Do you know your Prime Minister well?
He gave me my first interview. He was a backbencher then, and I was a young, hungry journalist. How well do you know Bushinsky?
Oh, I see him fairly often on business, but I don't think there's anyone that knows him very well. He keeps to himself. Sometimes he likes to try out his English on me.
How is it?
Not very good.
Did you really recommend me for this interview?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh, we all make mistakes.
Hello, hello, hello.
Bowen.
Let me look at you.
Let me look at you.
Mr. Petrov.
How do you like living in Moscow?
Please don't ask. I was afraid you'd still be locked up in police headquarters.
I was rescued. How did you know?
Well, I heard there was a Canadian journalist arrested in Red Square, and I knew you were in town. You know, like, who else? Thank you. You're lucky our friend here has black. You know, pull, influence.
Charm.
Charming.
Uh-huh.
You be careful, Nikki. This guy breaks hearts the way you break rules.
Excuse me?
Yes, yes.
That's right. Go and do your duty.
You know, you should stop writing gossip columns. Don't listen to it.
Can't we get a scotch in this place?
A scotch?
Yeah. Who's she? I've seen pictures of her.
That is Dr. Ulanova, one of the Nobel Prize winners. She's head of the Novotny Institute.
Biochemist. I'd like to meet her.
Good luck.
Здравствуйте.
Hello.
Dr. Ulanova, I'm Nicole Thompson. I'm a journalist.
Yes, I know. You are here to interview the General Secretary, I believe.
I hope so. I'm really looking forward to visiting the Novotny. Would you grant me an interview?
I'm sorry, but we like to have our work speak for themselves.
But I'm sure people would be fascinated in my country in the views of a woman in your position.
my responsibilities at present make an interview impossible. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, I thought we could share a ride. The three of us. Where are we going?
No place.
You know you should stop lying about your news stories. Where are we going? Where are we going?
I think I need a drink.
Miss Thompson.
Mr. Petrov.
You all right?
Well, I'm wet and determined.
What happened to you?
Bowen got a tip, and I went along with him.
Tip?
A tip. He wanted to interview a journalist, a dissident.
Now, look, Nicole, I warned you.
You warned me. I'm a journalist. It could have been a hot story. Is that for me?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Well, you asked me to get you one, remember?
Yes.
Well, it looks as though you need one.
I want it.
At least they didn't arrest you this time. What happened?
He disappeared. He flashed his lights at us, then a truck got between us, and by the time we got there, he was gone.
You know, it seems to me that someone's played a silly joke on you.
Oh, yeah? Well, we couldn't stop laughing, Lyosha. It's your damn KGB.
Oh, no.
It is. They didn't want us to talk to him.
Of course. And then they put him in cement and threw him in the river? Come on, Nicole. If the KGB wanted to arrest this man, they would simply have arrested him. You know that the police released you in my custody?
Yes, I know.
Well, as your custodian, I have decided the only way to keep you out of trouble is to keep you out of Moscow. So Tuesday you will dine with me in the country. Huh?
Yeah.
Good. Settled.
Here we can see one of the institutes for biochemistry laboratories where Soviet scientists are seeking cures for a variety of diseases. The Novotny Institute is advancing on many fronts in a struggle against human disease and suffering.
Try and get close.
One of our leading scientists and Nobel Prize winners is Dr. Valentina Ulyanova. Under her direction, many important discoveries have been made. The biogenetics section coming up on your right.
Nikki, that sign says no admittance.
That work on the recombination of DNA, the separation and reassembling of nucleic acids, life's basic building blocks. The techniques under development in this section will lead to the elimination of hereditary diseases, and in addition, they will soon make possible the inexpensive and efficient production of life-saving drugs, such as pure form of insulin, which can be mass-produced from a single cell.
This building is the courthouse in Moscow, and inside, a young Russian named Avram Zharov is on trial. He's charged with anti-Soviet activities, and judging from the harsh sentencing of dissidents in the past, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. These people are outside the building because the doors to the trial are closed. The trial is secret. Friends and family must wait out here for the verdict. Avram Zharov has become a symbol to many Soviet veterans. Okay, Richard, stay tight on the mother's side.
Какой-то кошмар.
You speak English, do you? Would you ask Mrs. Jaroff if she cares or wishes to say something to the rest of the world? Okay.
Здравствуйте.
Hello. What are you doing here?
My job.
Stifling the free press, huh?
Protecting my country from the prejudices of Western correspondents. What are you doing here?
My job, reporting the facts.
Ah, there you see. We do at least have one thing in common. We're just trying to do our jobs.
This is Ted Bowen reporting live from Moscow. At the Kremlin this afternoon, the Prime Minister sat down with party leader Vladislav Bushinsky for the second round of their summit discussions. Topics on the agenda included the Helsinki Accord, in which the Prime Minister has promised to maintain a firm hand. As the heads of state conferred, another drama closely related to the Helsinki Accord and the freedom of movement of peoples and ideas took place a few blocks away. I am referring to the trial of Avram Zharov, who, according to the official task release, is charged with subversive activities and anti-Soviet propaganda. The outspoken 30-year-old dissident was sentenced to 15 years at hard labor for trying to tell the truth. In the days of detente, those who dare to disagree are muzzled. Avram Zharov.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bowen. Communication difficulties make it impossible for you to continue your broadcast. You'll be informed just as soon as facilities are available to you again.
Just doing your job, comrade?
Likes those anti-Soviet things, but if they pull my press credentials, that's it. The coverage of the trip is lost. Every competitor in the country has it but us, and I lose my job.
Well, keep your job, Bowen. You deserve it.
Tell me, why did you cut off Bowen this morning?
Because he did not stick to the text which he agreed to deliver. He broke his word.
But what he was saying was true.
That's not the point. This man acted in bad faith with us. He did not respect our trust.
Truth is more important to him.
Why did he assume that this truth would not be accepted if he submitted it beforehand?
Would it have been accepted?
No. Oh, really, listen. Listen, you tell me. What am I supposed to do, huh? Quit my job and so it goes to some yes man who'll cut everything down to the party line? Because here there's no competition I can offer my services to.
It's not my fault if you live in a police state. Can we start all over again?
No politics.
Non-controversial.
Mm-hmm. Something we can both agree on. big, tough Western correspondent. This detour comes on. Come on, trust me. It's quite safe.
Okay, go.
Okay? Wait! Oh! This is where you must pay the toll.
What toll?
A kiss.
A kiss?
Mm-hmm.
We'll kiss on the other side, all right?
Oh, they all say that. Then they run off without paying me.
Too bad we're not allowed to tip in your country.
That's all right. I'm working nearly ever. Уходи, бабуся. Спасибо. So you see how our Soviet peasants behave. To her, I am Peter the Great.
Пошли.
What's that?
It's a Russian saying. The saved is now the slave.
I'm coming into bed with you.
Thank you for coming.
Dr. Ulanova.
Please let us walk. We will be less conspicuous. And this is my granddaughter, Tasha. Tasha, hello.
Здрасте.
Evening. Please not to mention our meeting.
All right. I'm glad we could meet.
Yes, but I'm sorry it is not for an interview. What do you believe? What do you believe in?
Truth, and telling it.
And people? Do you believe in people?
A few.
Yes, it is hard. And trust?
I have difficulty with trust.
Oh, yes. But I think that we must begin by trusting each other. At the Institute, there is research going on, dangerous research. I have protested to the heads of the Institute, but they don't listen to me. I thought to take the information out. There are scientists in the West who can help us.
What is it you want from me?
I want you to take the information to the West.
Oh, that's espionage.
I have no choice. I have to trust someone. I need you.
What is this information?
Tasha? Already? And if you want to know more and to help, then you come tomorrow here at 1 o'clock and the babushka will bring you to me.
Well, this is where I live. And there she is, my mistress, Moscow. What, jealous? Nicky. Now, please, make yourself at home.
Where is she?
Huh?
Your wife.
Oh, she lives in the Ukraine.
What happened?
Well, I wanted a career in the capital. She wanted a quiet life in the provinces. In the end, we agreed to separate.
Did you love her?
In the beginning, I tried, but we were just too far apart. Zazigen to life.
To life.
So tell me, how did you get your job?
My job? I just wanted it. I wanted it. I got it.
Oh, you got it. So, well, do you like it?
Yes.
Why?
It's exciting. I enjoy it. It's my life. I'm here today. Tomorrow I'm there. No time for looking back. It's my whole life.
What about other things? What about friends, for example?
Friends. As you know, we meet a lot of people. I'm hardly ever home. I truly appreciate special moments and special people. I'm lucky.
Lucky? Well, don't you ever get lonely?
Yes, who doesn't? Of course I get lonely. Of course I get lonely. So, I'm learning to cope with aloneness.
You know, the first time you've spoken to me, po dusham, through the heart.
You ask too many questions. I'm the journalist.
Ah, so you can't take it, huh? When the tables are turned. Life. You know, life is...
No, hello.
Hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. The floor lady let me in to wait for you here, and
died on me.
Oh, I have a much better surprise for you. We're going to Leningrad.
We're what?
We're going to Leningrad.
What are you talking about?
Well, the General Secretary has postponed the interview.
Oh.
No. He wants to see you in his dacha near Leningrad.
But we're all leaving from here. It's arranged.
Yeah, well, there are flights from Leningrad, too.
Yeah.
Well, what's the matter? I thought you'd be pleased. Well, give us more time here together.
Yes, of course. No, I am pleased. I'm just very surprised. What about Richard, my cameraman?
Well, he goes back on your Prime Minister's plane tonight.
Oh, great.
Well, there are cameramen in Leningrad, too, you know. Soviet cameraman, best in the world.
Yeah, no doubt.
Is there something wrong?
No. There's nothing wrong. Everything is fine. It's just, when do we leave?
We're still making the arrangements, but I'll let you know as soon as they're confirmed. Okay?
Okay. Sure.
So there we are. And here we are.
Arranged.
I can't do it now, Valentine. My plans have been changed, and I don't know the true reason behind it.
I trusted you. I have taken the proof. You understand?
Yes, but I'm no longer leaving from Moscow. They have me go to Leningrad now for the interview with Bushinsky. I leave in an hour.
Leningrad?
Yes, can you take Tasha there?
Dangerous. Yes. I can take Tasha there.
Here we are.
Well, it's just like our Prime Minister's country house.
You know, Nikki, this part of Leningrad it's full of these old estates. Come, I'll show you the grounds. You might like to use them as an introduction to the interview.
I might.
Come on. Now, there is Lake Ladoga. Oh, now this view is famous in all Russia, because here the General Secretary likes to pose for informal portraits with his family, his colleagues.
Well, I think it's time to get another angle.
Maybe you're right.
Yes, I'm right.
Hey, but nothing too revolutionary.
No.
Because unlike you in the West, here we like to portray our leaders as leaders, strong, dignified.
beautiful, no? Oh, excuse me, I have to leave you just for a moment. Valley?
Да, Алеша. Садитесь. Удобно?
Да, спасибо.
Вот, посмотри. Тебе это было известно?
Нет, ничего.
I speak English, so he will not understand. It was your responsibility. Listen, Lyosha. I want peace. Detente. It's better for Russia, better for everyone. And this Kanatsky Prime Minister agrees with us. But you know, Politburo, half of them, they're against detente. They want me out. What happy they will be if KGB arrests Canadian reporter girl. International incident. Accord fails. Listen, Lyosha. Follow her. Find out what she does with Ulanova. And stop there. Agree?
Yes.
If you fail, no question. But me, I will finish you.
Ah, Lyosha, how's the translation being handled tomorrow?
Well, as I told you, he speaks a kind of English, but nothing's been fixed.
And the mobile unit, can they run a cable back there?
Hmm?
What's the matter?
No, nothing.
Oh, come on, what's wrong? You look upset.
It's nothing. It's just that... Well, the General Secretary is still working in his study, but... Oh, don't worry, there'll be plenty of time for you to see it tomorrow, before the interview.
Tomorrow. Is it still on?
Oh, yes, of course. Come on, let's go.
Where are we going now?
Back to Leningrad to see the sights. An in-tourist guide will drop you at your hotel.
A guide?
Oh, yes, I'm awfully sorry. I'd love to show you myself, but I'll be tied up all day at the facility making arrangements. I'll meet you back at your hotel tonight. All right?
Why we want here? Everyone go Winter Palace. Why you want Fur Palace?
We're auction.
Ah, trade. You want a news article? Soviet trade greatest in socialist world. In here we have the fur auction every day. We move millions of fur. 320 million rubles Soviet fur sold to entire capitalist world.
Oh, where's the auction room?
A trade very important. Still, rubber furs. The best furs in whole world. 770 million export furs. 57 million rubles foxes. 84.
We'll say 25. 25 I have. We'll say 30. $30. 35. Who'll say 40? 40 I have. Say 50. 50 I have. Say 55.
I have you meet project manager of our auction, Grigory Stanovich. You do beautiful art.
I have. Do I have 60?
Grigory, Kanatskaya Journalistika.
Hello? Well, let's set it up. I'll find a buyer.
Ah, very good.
Excuse me.
Putting up to next one. Let's start the bidding at $12. Who'll say $12? 12 I have. Who'll say 13? 13 I have.
What the hell are you doing here?
50. Who'll say 16?
I need your help.
16 I have.
So ask.
18. 19.
I have to get
Say
someone
19.
out of this country.
Last call.
What, you crazy? The boyfriend?
She's a little girl.
Putting up
They canceled her visa, and she requires an operation.
$20 I have. 30.
What do you mean, an operation? They got great doctors here. People come from all over the world.
For what she has, Zach, the doctor is in L.A.
Last call. Do I hear 45?
She could die.
45 I have. 35, $45.
Now, look, I just bought $78,000 worth of broom ink I don't need.
Do I hear 15? 15 I have. Who'll say 20?
Nicky.
20? Do I hear 20?
You know, I worked hard all my life.
5 I have.
Like your daddy, my friend.
30 I have.
We work like dogs.
Last call.
And I want to tell you something.
24.
After all these years,
Start the next
I end up with nobody in the whole world.
10 I have. Who'll say 15?
Except you.
15 I have. 20. Do I hear $20?
Now, what you're planning here is stupid.
31.
I've been doing business in this country for 20 years, and I tell you that it's stupid.
Do I hear $15?
But you know,
15
if
I
that's
have.
what you want,
Who'll say 20? $20.
got it.
20 I have. 25. $30. Last call. Sold to buyer 29 for $25.
This is Mr. Zachman from Canada, my tourist guide, and Mr.
Grigory Stanovich.
Здравствуйте.
Where's the photographer?
We get one. Quick.
Don't you worry.
Where can we talk alone?
Follow me. There. Nobody will bother us here. I rent this exclusive so I can do deals in private and still keep an eye on the auction. Go and look. You want a drink?
No. Thank you, Zach.
Ah.
Ладно, ты постарайся. Петров у телефона. Идиот! На идею. Тебе понятно? На идею.
Did you find your friend? Will he help us?
Yes. He has a plan to get us over the border into Finland.
Dasha is very lucky.
You told him yet?
No, I couldn't. It is terrible to feel such fear.
I must go, Valentine. All the details are written here.
Милиция! Откройте сейчас же дверь.
Куда она ушла? Куда она ушла? Где она?
Заберем ее.
Lyosha?
Where have you been?
What's going on?
Where have you been?
What's the matter?
You ran away from your guide in the Fur Palace.
I'm sorry.
So the KGB were alerted? And as you can see, they have paid you a visit. Yes. And now they insist on canceling the interview.
You have to stop them.
Tell me where you were.
I can't.
And then I can't stop them.
Please, you must stop them.
Listen to me. The interview is tomorrow. If I do this for you, and you are involved in something wrong, then I will be responsible. Me. So, tell me the truth, or I can't help you.
Okay. I went to see Dr. Ulanova.
Why?
Why? She has a story she wants me to break outside the Soviet Union.
And that's why she gave you a classified tape which she stole from her institute last night.
You know then!
The KGB just told me! Have you any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Oh, forget about the interview. Forget about ruining my career. Forget it! But do you realize what the penalty for espionage in the Soviet Union is?
Yes.
Then why are you asking for it?
I'm not.
Look, you could have come to me. I have friends, influence. I could have helped you.
Would you?
What?
Would you? Could you have helped?
No, not if it involved breaking the law. Oh, do you expect me to throw everything away because of your misguided zeal? Listen to me. The KGB are just waiting to make propaganda from such an incident.
Okay. Don't worry about it anymore. There's not gonna be an incident.
What do you mean?
My friend at the Fur Palace could not help me. And I had to tell Valentine no.
So please, give me the tape.
The tape? She kept it.
Where is she?
She said she was going back to Moscow.
Is this the truth?
Yes. Do you want to search me for the tape? Do you want to search my handbag?
No. Oh, I just want to know. Can I trust you? Podusha.
Da.
Then I will stop the KGB from canceling your interview. Oh, Durak. Is it possible that I shall miss you?
Miss me? I'm afraid you'll wish you never met me.
Да, товарищ.
Well, that's it. It's all set up. Is there anything else you need?
Nope. Everything is under control, I believe. I'm nervous, Lyosha. This outfit, I wore it yesterday to break it in, and I'm still uncomfortable.
Come, let's get out of here.
Yes.
So, you're in good hands.
Yes.
But not mine, I'm afraid. I gotta go back to the city to supervise the transmission from the central facility.
You're leaving.
Can't even take you to the airport. But I fixed the car for you.
Well, then I won't see you again, Lyosha.
Not unless you miss your plane.
I can't.
Or you could defect. Stay here.
You're serious?
Yes, I am.
You want me here?
Very much.
You could come with me.
I could.
It's time to go.
Good luck. For the interview.
Good luck to you.
До свидания, Nikki.
До свидания.
Last call. Sold to buyer 35 for $35. The next lot. Who'll say 15? 15 I have. Who'll say 20? 22. 24. 28. Who'll say 30? 30. Who'll say 32? 32 I have.
Все в порядке? Да, готовы?
How much time left?
Oh, ce ne sera pas long, mademoiselle. Monsieur le secrétaire général va venir très bientôt.
Vous parlez français?
Oh, un petit peu, mademoiselle.
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
Nicole Thompson.
Very pleased to meet you, sir.
Very glad to meet you too.
Thank you.
Пожалуйста. Две минуты.
Thank you for granting me this interview.
Ничего. It's my pleasure.
10 секунд. Пять, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We've joined General Secretary Vladislav Bushinsky at his country retreat outside Leningrad. For the last 3 days now, Mr. Bushinsky and our Prime Minister have been discussing issues that will affect the future of our two nations, and indeed the Soviet bloc and the entire Western world.
Их стран, а также всего советского блока и западного мира.
How did you two get along?
Эти переговоры успешными.
Мы достигли значительного прогресса. Ваш премьер-министр проявил большую мудрость и понимание.
Mr. Bushinsky, before he left, our Prime Minister told Canadians that one of his top priorities was to convince you to allow more Soviet people to emigrate to Canada or elsewhere, and also to lessen disciplinary action against dissidents. Was our Prime Minister successful?
Значительное большинство советских людей
The overwhelming majority of our citizens in our own country
ее не покинут.
we do not have the luxury of allowing this tiny speck of a dissident group a voice.
That's it.
Mr. Bushinsky, a part of the Helsinki Agreement includes scientific exchange. Would you be willing to discuss the research being conducted into steroid programming.
Стероидного программирования. Оставим науку учением.
Let us leave science to science.
But it doesn't only concern scientists. These experiments could turn future generations into robots with little or no freedom of choice or human dignity. What I am asking you, sir, is would you please explain the purpose of these experiments?
Ваше объяснение целей этих экспериментов.
You are like my daughter.
You're like my daughter.
She also asks me hard questions. Мы живем в эпоху небывалого...
Эй, товарищ, давай. Нормально. Ай.
Скорей, друг!
Давай, пойдем.
Нет, я не могу. Нет? Нет. Ну.
Сойди с дороги! Вот вы меня застряли. Посмотри. Я не виду. Не видишь? А!
Это для вас, полковник.
Козлов слушает. Да. Он не едет в аэропорт. Ленинград. Да. Я пошлю еще людей. Да.
Asleep. Children. I'm sorry I can't go with you, Dasha. I speak in English because I want Nicole to understand and to remember what I say. But if I know that you are safe and well, I will not be so afraid to do what I must do. Someday you will come home again. I want you to be very brave. I love you, Tasha. I will always love you. And remember, you are always Russian. Go.
is it?
It's me, Zach.
Oh. There, you got here. Well, hey, little Dotchka. How are you? I'm Zach.
I'm Pasha.
Ah, let me see.
Извините, иностранка или дочка? Вилли?
Нет, здесь их так много, я не могу записывать.
Pizza. Come.
30 I have. 31, 32, 33. Who'll say 35? 35 I have. Who'll say 38? 39, 40, 40. Last call. Sold to buy.
Нет, я не видела, не знаю.
19, 20. Last call. Sold to 43 for $20. Putting up the next lot. Let's start the bidding at 50. Who'll say 16? 16 I have. 17. 18. Who'll say 19?
She'll take care of you. Now get in there, cozy in. We're going to put some very expensive furs around you. People come all over.
The raincoat.
Raincoat. Oh, very good. Very good. Tuck those in. Nikki, we're going to make it. Don't worry. They didn't burn us. They could have been looking for anybody.
They're looking for us, Zach.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Да-да-да-да-да.
Невозможно спасение. Пожалуйста,
Can you load her on the truck by yourself, Zach?
No, forget it.
Well, they're after me. You can still get out.
Not without you. Come on, look innocent.
Документы. Идите туда работать.
Take it down here.
Да.
Что ты смотришь? Иди, робот там. Иди там.
Да.
Я паспорт. Паспорт.
Yeah,
But here.
Телефон, пожалуйста. 5 этажов.
Что?
God.
Товарищ капитан.
Привет, комрад. Very see. Very. All right. That is.
Станция еще убрана, видишь? Смотри, смотри.
Hey, Fabian, Narkevich, comrade, come in.
Вчера еще шофер подъехал так, бросил никуда.
Странные вещи здесь творятся. Грузовик, который чуть только отошел, в нем сидел иностранец. Я хотел бы, чтобы проверили, в чем дело.
Хорошо.
Damn clunker.
Just a little bit longer, okay? You're a good girl. Hey, Zach, she can't stay in there much longer.
She's got to. Open the top a little or something. Keep her inside.
На землю падала листва. Ой, что вы от меня хотите? Я ничего не знаю.
Капитан Шарков говорит, срочно дайте выбор. Заставу. Что?
Yeah, well, it's him.
What are we going to do?
What do we do? I'll get her out. We make a run for it, okay? Tasha?
What are you doing? We're in Finland.
Oh, no. Still Russia.
We're still in Russia?
Still in Russia.
All right, come on! Down!
I trusted you. The tape must stay in Russia where it belongs. Let me have it. Because I told you I have influence. And I will use it to help Dr. Ulanova, but I must have the tape to do that.
Alyosha, wait. In the doll.
In the doll? I see. Thank you.
Отпусти меня! Ники, помоги! Отпусти меня!
Yosha?
Отпусти, Ники! Проси!
Dad, don't!
Run, Sasha, run!
Oh, come on. Let go, you old fool. Get off!